You are watching The Story. Every Monday, we bring you a deep dive into the fascinating lives of incredible people. The Incredible Life of Pavel Durov, Russia's Mark Zuckerberg. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Welcome, Aluxers. Thanks for joining us today. If Pavel Durov isn't on your radar, he should be. He's known as Russia's Mark Zuckerberg, but he's definitely made a name for himself in the tech world and beyond. Today, we're going to look into the incredible story of how Durov risked everything for his beliefs and his business in the face of serious pressure from one of the most powerful governments in the world. We're going to look at how Pavel overcame incredible adversity, how the biggest surveillance mafia in Russia forced him to sell his company and leave the country, to becoming the multi-billionaire tech giant he is today. But first, let's take a look at the big picture. Who is Pavel Durov? Pavel Durov is a 34-year-old entrepreneur who hails from Russia, but now considers himself a legal citizen of the world. Always dressed in all black, Pavel maintains an air of mystery as he keeps his private life out of the public eye. Pavel's first claim to fame was the social media platform he created called VKontakte, more commonly known as VK. The site quickly became Europe's largest social network, and today it has over 460 million users worldwide and a valuation in the billions of dollars. The social media platform continues to flourish, even though he's no longer associated with it for reasons we'll discuss in a minute. After he was forced to leave Russia and his company behind, Pavel moved on from VK to launch the incredibly successful Telegram Messenger app, which allows for fully encrypted messaging and communication. Primarily with the success of these two ventures, he's accumulated a net worth of $2.7 billion, all before the age of 35, and he currently operates out of Dubai. But success for Pavel hasn't come easy. His convictions and business practices have made him some powerful enemies, especially in the private club of Russia's oligarchs. And it is this that's led him to sell his company for a fraction of what it's actually worth and flee the country. Beginnings. Pavel Durov was born October 10, 1984 in Leningrad, Russia. For much of his childhood, he lived in Turin, Italy, where his father, a renowned Russian scholar and author, worked for many years. He had a comfortable childhood along with his brother, Nikolai, who was a two-time world champion programmer as a student. At the age of 17, he and his family moved back to Russia, and he soon became a liberal arts student at St. Petersburg University. One day, a friend of his who studied in America showed him Facebook for the first time. It was then that he was inspired to create a similar platform for Russian users. But how does a self-taught coder almost single-handedly create Europe's most successful social media platform and become one of the most influential figures in the tech world? The vision. It all starts with a vision, and Durov's initial vision was to create his own version of Facebook that was even better than the original. Over the years, his vision has shifted, and now he's focused on providing his app users with the most private communication experience possible. He strongly believes that privacy is a human right, and he especially believes that citizens should not be subject to surveillance by government entities. No wonder his vision shifted. With these principles in mind, Pavel has put his vision into action, but not without some major roadblocks. The struggle. In 2006, after he graduated from St. Petersburg State University, he began beta testing VKontakte, which is now known as VK. The site grew quickly with over 100,000 members by the beginning of 2007 and 1 million members by July the same year. Under Durov's direction, the site grew to have over 350 million members. His brother Nikolai also helped him every step of the way. Pavel said that when he first developed the platform, there were few restrictions put in place by the Russian government when it came to the internet. But as his site gained in popularity, it caught the attention of some very influential political leaders. During a particularly contentious time in 2011, when Vladimir Putin announced he would remain president, many Russians used VK as a platform for protesting against parliamentary elections that many felt were rigged. This attracted the attention of the powerful leaders in the Kremlin, who wanted to quiet the voices of dissent. A formal request was sent to Durov asking him to block all political opposition accounts on VK. However, on his VK profile page and on Twitter, he posted a picture of a dog in a hoodie with its tongue sticking out, calling it his official response to the request. But clearly, the Russian government was not amused, as they soon sent a SWAT team to raid his St. Petersburg apartment. Although the raid was abandoned when he refused to answer the door, his troubles didn't end there. The Kremlin launched an intense smear campaign against Durov and even investigated him for an alleged hit and run of a police officer, even though he didn't own a car or know how to drive. Despite all the pressure, Durov refused to comply with the request to block profiles on his platform. Meanwhile, shares of his company were being bought out by pro-Kremlin investors in direct relation to the President Vladimir Putin. For Pavel, the writing was on the wall. He was ousted as CEO in 2014 and ended up selling his stake in the company for only $300 million, for a company worth billions. Durov saw this not as a defeat, but as a way to gain his freedom. He realized that any property he had in Russia would not be an asset but a liability. He did not want the Russian government to have any leverage against him to force him to do anything. So with that, he left Russia, but he didn't sulk off to lick his wounds. Instead, he immediately got to work on his next billion-dollar idea. Data is the new oil, and privacy is one of the biggest issues we face today. That's why we strongly suggest you use a VPN. Not only can big companies no longer track you, but with everything that's happening throughout the world in terms of cyber theft, you can never be too safe. That's why we reached out to a company that we use, NordVPN, to secure an exclusive deal for this community. If you go to Alux.com/VPN, you get 3 years of VPN services for the price of one, and you can even try it for free for 1 month to see if you like it. With that said, let's see what Pavel did after he fled Russia. The win. Even in the most dire of circumstances, Durov was struck with inspiration. When his house was surrounded by SWAT team members, all he wanted to do was call his brother, but he realized there was no form of communication that was truly secure from government surveillance. Rather than lament the lack of this technology, Pavel decided to do something about it. In 2013, Pavel and his brother created an app called Telegram Messenger, which allows users to send messages, photos, videos, and files of any type on a completely secure platform, thanks to end-to-end encryption technology. With a void in the social media landscape of truly secure platforms, people quickly began gravitating towards Telegram, and it didn't take long for people to sign up. Year by year, the app's popularity increased as follows: 2014, 35 million; 2015, 60 million; 2016, 100 million; 2017, 180 million; 2018, 220 million. The app reached the milestone of 200 million monthly active users in March 2018. Pavel announced that during a period of Facebook and Instagram being out of service on March 14, 2019, 3 million new users signed up for the app in 24 hours. Pavel's proactive solution to the lack of secure platforms in the social media market has been embraced by millions worldwide, making it a direct competitor to the likes of WhatsApp and Messenger. In a press conference, he stated, "We don't put a dollar toward marketing or advertising." Of course, operating this type of platform does not come without its challenges and resistance. Several government entities and concerned individuals have claimed that Telegram is dangerous because it provides secure communication for terrorists, sex traffickers, child abusers, and other criminals. However, Pavel is undaunted by these criticisms, stating that technological advancements can always be used for both good and bad. Telegram also has been banned in China and has been temporarily restricted in a number of countries, including Pakistan, Iran, and Indonesia. Russia officially banned the app as of April 2018, but even after 19 million IP addresses associated with the service were blocked, Russia has not been able to effectively restrict access to Telegram in the country. Ironically, though, Russian government officials are also known to use Telegram because of the level of security it offers. Build up. After his incredible experience with Telegram, Pavel is ready to expand on his success. In 2017, he and his brother began developing a blockchain system called Ton, which is based on Telegram. They also integrated a payments platform into the Telegram app in preparation for the launch of the new cryptocurrency. In 2018, the brothers raised a total of $1.7 billion from investors, vowing to return every dollar if Ton is not launched by October 31, 2019. Durov has been actively working with cryptocurrency exchanges in Great Britain, China, and Japan ahead of the launch. The message Durov sent to investors in January stated that 2019 would be the most important year in the history of Telegram, and he promised that all Telegram users' dreams would become reality. Clearly, it was one of the largest ICOs in history, and it paved the way for mass-market blockchain payment systems. An ICO is an initial coin offering, how businesses in the crypto space raise funding without giving away equity. The lesson. Pavel's story teaches us about resilience, how to move away from something good and build something great. We also learn that if you identify a problem, don't just complain about it. Be proactive in creating a solution. Your solution just might turn into a billion-dollar idea that will completely change everything. If listening to Durov's story inspired you and you think you might have an idea for a life-changing app, you might want to check out a book called How to Build a Billion-Dollar App by George Burkowski. This incredibly tough guide unlocks some of the secrets of the most successful tech entrepreneurs like Durov. You can pick up the book and save yourself $21 if you go to Alux.com/freebook and sign up, so you get the audiobook version for free, thanks to our partnership with Audible. The quote. While researching his story, we've come across this incredible quote Pavel posted on his Instagram that we'd like to share with you. It goes like this: "The world belongs to those who let go." This quote by ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu perfectly captures Pavel's philosophy, but also reminds us that sometimes the objects, ideas, and places that we cling to most might be the very things holding us back. If we learn to sacrifice and let go when necessary, anything becomes possible. It's the most fitting quote to his story. Question. Do you think private companies should be willing to hand over user information when the government requests it in the name of public security? Do you care about encryption? Let us know what you think in the comments. And as a thank you for sticking with us until the end, Aluxers, here's a bonus piece of information just for you. Pavel Durov is such a private person that he literally doesn't follow a single person on Twitter or Instagram, despite having a massive following himself. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.